Let's mix up a love potion for your nails up next. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gigi and today we're going to make aquarium nails. And as you can see, I'm just marking out where the end of my nail or my finger is so that I won't put the backing on too high up. But spoiler alert, I am going to do that. So I'll show you how I fix that on one of the nails so that if you do that, you'll know how to fix it too. So we're just going to mark them out all, but I'm just going to show you a couple of them. And because every single nail is pretty much exactly the same. One small difference in the type of, I'm going to use some water decals there at the end there. But everything else 100% the same. So I'm just going to show you two of these nails, how I'm going to make the back on them. And the beginning of that is just some builder gel that I'm painting on this backing paper. If you don't have backing paper, you can use like some, on a flat surface, just put some, sorry, brain not working, some cling wrap, some plastic wrap, and put it on really, really tight so that it doesn't move, and then paint your gels on that. You can also use silicone. Silicone works really well. You have options, but I have a lot of backing paper as I do forms for my own nails. And so I always have that handy. So now I've cured that, that bit of gel we put down, the builder gel, which is clear. It's clear builder gel, but there is some white in there from a mishap a while back. But we're using it up. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just fine. So I'm using this pinky, reddish pinky color. It is by Saviland. It's those tins that I like so much. It's called Solid Magic. I saw this once, ordered it, never saw it again. I don't know if they're going to make more of it. If they don't, they're fools, I tell you, fools. This is a wonderful formula. So we're going to put this down in a single sheer coat. This whole set is mostly sheer. There's a little bit of opacity at the top of the nail that we are going to ombre down, but everything else is really, really sheer, and I love it. It's just what I was thinking of. Honestly, I did not start the set thinking love potion, but the more I made it, the more I thought it's cosmic, it's celestial, it's pink, it's full of joy. I think it's a love potion. So that's where that idea came from. Just the more I worked with it, the more I felt love, and the more I just felt like it was a love potion. So this is my love potion that I'm casting on all of you nail lovers in the world. And there you go. There it is. I'm just going to cast the spell. And you guys are going to cast it with me because that's the awesome that we do here. So now I'm going to just, in that wet gel, I'm going to come in with these little stars, these little holographic stars. They're 4-point stars. And then we're going to cure it. And we're going to do the same thing right over here. If you guys saw my short, which not a lot of people did, guys, I'm so sorry for my voice. I don't know what's going on with me. I can't sing today. Actually, it's been a few days. My voice is croaky. I think it must be allergies because my nose is also like a faucet. Even busting through the Zyrtec. Let me tell you guys something really quick. These stars, I'm doing a really bad job. I don't know why I didn't think these nails are much skinnier than this. There's absolutely no way they're all going to go inside there. And I was right. But that's okay. It all works out in the end. It all works out. But learn from my mistakes. Make sure that you pay attention to the size of your nail if you're going to put some glitter in the back of the nail. There it is. That's all. So now what I'm doing on top of everything is putting a no wipe top coat because I don't want anything sticky in the reservoir we're creating in the nail. So we're going to use a non-wipe top coat, and then directly in that top coat, we are going to go ahead and press our nail into that. Now, the thing about these stilettos is they've got a bit of a curve to them. And anytime I've tried to do an aquarium nail in the past, it didn't really work out. But I realized it was my technique. It wasn't the nail. Although it is a little bit the nail, but it's also my technique. So I decided what I would do is press the nail down and hold it down with my finger in the lamp. So I have it down way wrong right now. I'm thinking about the pressing and not about where it is. But I realize right now, let's move that nail back a little bit because it's wrong. There we go. That's what that little line was for. So let's line it up. I'm trying to get all the stars in, realizing it's a useless cause. That's not going to work. And now it's sitting where I want it to sit. And I'm showing you, you see how the curve is. So I'm going to press down. I'm going to put it in the lamp and I'm going to press it down with my finger and then start the lamp so that it cures into that gel. And then I have another little thing that I do that we'll get to in just a moment. It all ends up working out in the end. So as you can see, it did actually work pretty well, just holding it down. And honestly, I held it down for the full minute. I never let my finger up as I just didn't want to take a chance that it would pop up. So it did cure all the way down. Let's go ahead and just do that on the second one that we did. And you don't want to be chintzy with your top coat. Make a nice juicy layer because that nail needs to sink into it a little bit. Okay. And now we're just making sure we get what we can of the stars. As you can see, really bad job, but they turned out okay. And they are actually pretty good, pretty good. Now we're just going to cut down the excess. And as you can see, I left, there's a lot of excess. So I just prefer a little more room to work than trying to, have less excess. It's not worth it to me. I just would rather make sure I get the nail in the surface, that there's plenty of room for me to work with. I said worm. That was funny. I don't know where that came from. And then I'm just going to take my file and work down that edge a little bit. Now, here's a one thing you've got to really be careful about. You can bust open your sides like this. But again, we've got one extra thing that we're going to do that's really going to keep that from happening. So it's just my little insurance policy to keep the oil from leaking out. And it works really well. Since I've started doing it, I have not had any leakage from the sides of the nails at all. So if you have trouble with that, this is going to fix it for you. So we're just going to clean that off and make sure that everything is nice and smooth and get any dust out that we got on that little exposed part of the nail. Now that one's too short, guys, and I wanted to show you how I'm going to fix it. I messed this one up. It wasn't too long. Like you can see the pinky nail, it's too long. Okay. And I'm going to show you how I fix that. Actually, so is that ring finger one, which you can see under my hand there. So to fix the one that's too short, I'm just going to cut down some of the excess. So here's a place where having all that excess actually works in your favor. So I'm going to take that little piece of excess that's there, and I'm going to paint it with that same no wipe top coat because, again, we do not want any stickiness inside the nail. And then I'm just going to lay it on there. And with my finger, I'm going to hold it in place. With my thumb, rather. I'm going to hold it in place and then hold it into the lamp. Okay, so now for the next part, we're going to put the nails on their stands, okay? Because we need to, and what I use for that is just, guys, I'm a little all over the place right now. I'm sorry. What I use for that are glue dots. The ones I have right now are called glue points, but it's the same thing, glue dots. I really, really love the glue dots. So I'm showing you right now, I guess, that that's too short. And so we're not going to put that on a stand right now because it needs to be fixed before we can do that. And that one as well. That one can go. The other one cannot. It's too short. It's just too short. So let's go ahead and fix that right now. What I'm going to do is grab my e-file, and I'm just going to use it to carve away a space that I need. And you really, really need to hold this nail upside down like I'm doing now, because otherwise all of that dust is going directly inside that nail, and it's really going to interfere with how pretty everything is. It'll be floating around in there. Test it. Nope, not quite right yet. So we'll go a little bit more. And that's going to give us the space that we need for our nail to be in there, for our finger to be in there, and for us to still have plenty of room to fill it up and make it cute. And it's going to be all silver today. All silver. I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do until I opened up my glitter, and I was like, that holographic, it's calling my name. We've got the silver, we've got the sizes, we've got the stars, everything's perfect. So all silver. Now I did add something, and you'll see that shortly. We're going to start filling these up pretty soon. I added something that messed up with the movement inside the nail, and I regret doing it now. And I won't ever do it again, or at least not in the sizes that I used. Maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe it would ruin it no matter what. But I'm disappointed, because other than that, I think these would have been my best movement aquarium nails I've ever done, because that's what it's all about, that bubble moving, the glitter moving and glittering and doing all the glittery things. And I don't have as much of that as I'd like. So here is our insurance policy. It's just base coat. And the thing is, you cannot just base coat the nail itself. You need to make sure that the seam that you've created is completely encased in base coat. I'm realizing right now a little stand would make me happier. And oopsies, that's okay. We're going to also hit this back part, making sure that we overlap on the seam from the bottom to the top, all the way around. You want to make sure every bit of this nail, except the inside, is encased in this beautiful, luscious, it's called Strong Base Coat. It's by Gellin. It's kind of rubbery, but it's not advertised as a rubber base coat, so I don't know if it actually is, but it does have qualities. I'll say that it has a quality. So then we're going to do this with all of the nails and get them cured. And now on, again, all of the nails, we're going to come in with this pretty reddish pink that we used on the backing, because everything's matchy, right? Everything's going to match. The top is, we're going to use a D&D polish called something jazzy, so jazzy, something like that. And it's a pretty close match. It's not perfect, but when you're doing an ombre, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's kind of the point, right? It's that you're blending. This one, though, an ombre like this is really meant to be like from opaque to sheer, but the colors are close enough that I think it works. So you'll have to let me know in the comments if you disagree with that statement. We'll be getting there in just a moment. And with my ombre, this gel was opaque enough for me to be able to use the edge of a sponge, a makeup sponge, to get the ombre to work just fine. So shout out to D&D, loving that. And that's all I'm going to do now, is just slightly edge that out a little with the edge there, and look at how good that looks. I think if we were doing it like two different colors, you'd have to work a little harder at it. But because we're just going opaque to sheer, it all worked out perfectly. Now, before we fill it up, we're going to go ahead and add a couple of these decals. You could actually do this after. And because I did it first, I ended up putting on a second base coat just to make sure they didn't get messed up at all while I was doing the rest of the work. And that's why I say you could totally do it after you fill your reservoirs, because that way you could skip that step of the base coat. That would save you time and save you product. So that was a mistake on my part. All the others are going to get the same too. We're just going to go, in a pattern back and forth, back and forth. And this is how we're going to fill these up. Just a little oil. And then I'm going to come in with my glitters and stuff. I almost forgot to do this. I like to put my nail on the form backwards. That way, if I need to use my hands and I need to set that down, I can just put it on the stand that holds my phone, because it's metal, and it will stay there and I don't have to worry about anything spilling out or getting ruined. So that's just a nice little trick to use. I don't know why I'm doing that cleaning up right now. I'm going to make a bigger mess, and again, wasted time. Just wasted time on my part. But I just wanted to show you that I did it, because you don't have to. Just keep filling until you're done and then clean up that area. But because you're putting oil in that nail, you do need to clean up that area so that when you come in to fill it, the oil doesn't interfere with the gel that you use to fill the reservoir end. And today we're going to use that 3D gel that I got from Saviland, because I just felt like it was going to fit in there really nice. And it was perfect. Two of the nails, I didn't do a good enough job though, and there must have been a crack or a loose spot somewhere, and we got some leakage, but I fixed that by using top coat to completely encase all of that. So just make sure that you're really careful about whatever you plug that hole with. Make sure that you really get it. Make sure you just really get it in all the edges, and make sure it cures all the edges in. So let's do that one more time, because we did do 2 of making the aquarium itself. So let's fill it with, let's show 2 fills as well. And that's the part that I wish I hadn't put in. It's those little foils, the little silver foils. And look at how I'm getting glitter in my gel. That could have been moved, Marcia, or Gigi. Sorry. There you go. My real name's Marcia. Gigi's my grandma name, guys. I'm your glam granny, in case you didn't know. If you're new here, you probably didn't. If you've been around a while, then you already knew. But yeah, that was a mistake on my part. I should not have put that in there, and I wish I hadn't. So there it is. There it is. So we're just cleaning up our area to make sure that there's no oil that's going to interfere with our adhesion of the gel, which I guess, no, I wasn't. I was just pushing that in there. Oops. Oopsies. We're just pushing everything down to make sure it's not up there and that it's all the way in the oil. And then we're going to clean it up with our brush to make sure no oil is there. And you want to make sure that you let the alcohol dry as well, because alcohol will also mess with it sticking to the nail. So there you go. So we're going to grab our little piece, and while the alcohol is sitting to the side, it's totally evaporating. I don't know where that went. It went off camera, but I picked it up. It's right here. It does have glitter in it, but we're okay with that. The whole set has glitter in it. Guys, I'm a full mess. I'm a full mess today. I'm also just really getting used to babysitting more for my daughter. Like, Liam comes over every week, but usually it's just for a visit for Gigi, not, like I'm babysitting for 3 or 4 days. And last week it was a lot. This week it's a little bit less. And we're all getting used to it, but maybe my mind isn't where it should be just yet. Okay, guys, and now we're going to skip right over to top coat. Really quickly, though, my phone died during top coat. And so this is the portion of top coat that you're going to see today, because that's all I've got. And I do apologize for that, but this is our finished set. Guys, I love these nails. They came out so cute. Really, really love them. Wish I'd had somebody else to model them because, I like my hands just fine, but a better model would have been great. But here we see all of our movement, all of the beautiful aquariumness of these nails, and they came out really, really cute. I love them. Let me know what you think below. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to see you next time. Bye bye.